Pledge allegiance. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First on the agenda is Pam Goffman, auditor.
Okay, first off, I have payroll that was distributed yesterday to all county employees for September 14th for $148,253.58.
Any discussion?
I'll make that motion to approve.
Second. Motion made, second carried 3-0.
Okay, next I have which I've mentioned to you guys, are the agreements with Maximus Consulting again. I have talked to Rachel earlier on this, and I had mentioned to you guys that Maximus has offered to keep the price the same. This is dealing with the consulting services for the clerk and the court, and then also our CAP agreement, which is where they go and find other claims that possibly they can get reimbursement back that they haven't found before. So then they dig through and try to find other ways that they can get more reimbursement back for us. And they do the consulting for the clerk and the court as far as the 4D purposes of getting some reimbursement back for us on our money. And they have agreed to keep the consulting the same for the clerk and the court. It's staying at the $3,000 for each department and $5,400 for the CAP thing, which is what we've had for the last 3 years.
Okay.
And Chris, I've already talked to Chris about it, and he says as long as nothing was changed on it, the agreements are fine.
Okay. Rachel, you good?
Absolutely.
Okay. Any discussion?
No, I don't have anything. You got anything,
No,
Bill?
so you're satisfied with it?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I'll make a motion and approve it.
Okay, and I'll second that motion.
Okay. Motion made, second carried 3-0.
Okay, thank you.
Renew the contract.
That's all I got.
All right. Next on the agenda is James.
Okay. Good morning. In 2018, I had you guys with the help adopt an ordinance for me with the help of Chris Goff, and it had to do with bulk copies that we were going to watermark. I'll show you what that looks like. These are for bulk. We have bulk, one bulk user customer that gets all of our documents, and we put this on it because we want to be the source for where they get the records. We don't want somebody else selling our records.
Okay.
So I just want to show you what a watermark looks like.
Okay.
And anyway, I've had some interest from a couple companies now, and they want to sign up to get some bulk copies. Recently, I hadn't had anything since 2018, but I decided I needed to revise my ordinance because I didn't really spell out in the first one, and I talked to Chris exactly about what it's going to say. Property of Perry County, Indiana, not for resale. That's what this says. So that is the only change I made to the ordinance. So I would just like to ask for your approval to amend that ordinance where it states property of Perry County, not for resale.
We said Chris is fine with that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Chris helped me do it.
I'm not opposed.
Okay. I'll make a motion to amend that ordinance then.
I'll second.
Okay. Motion made, second carried 3-0.
Thank you very much.
Thanks. All right, Rachel, you're up.
Okay, just want to, we decided on the polling locations for the general election, and just want to get your approval on that. And we're just going back to what we've been doing all in years past. Having like Cannleton at the Cannleton Library, Telsey 1, 2, and 3 at the VFW, 4 and 8 back at the Shergan Center where we consolidated that in the primary due to COVID. I talked with the election board, and we just feel it's, with all these locations, there's ample room to keep the machines 6 feet apart and all that. So we figured that's probably just the easiest for everybody, all in all. So I just wanted your guys' approval on that.
So where are all the polling places then?
We have the Cannleton Library, VFW, Shergan Center, the Twilight Towers or High Rise, Country Club, 4-H Fairgrounds, Deer Creek Baptist Church, County Garage, Bristow Community Center, and Eagles Bluff.
Do you
Okay.
have- Do you have a paper for
I
them to
do,
sign?
yeah.
Great.
Any discussion, or?
No.
I'm glad you're going back. I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the time of the primary, it seemed it was the right thing to do, because that's what a lot of, of course, it was my first election by myself, and most close to Indiana were doing. But looking back, no, and we had good feedback on it. But I think all in all, especially for this election, how big it's going to be and how it already is, this is perfect.
Okay.
Well, I'll make that motion to approve the voting locations.
Second.
Okay, motion made, second carried, 3-0.
Okay, and then the next thing, I just wanted to get your guys' thoughts on having a Facebook page for the clerk's office. Just to get information out, because there's always something, so many changes, so many things that are happening out in the community, and they're calling us, and we're just trying to hope to field some phone calls a little bit, because, for example, when someone wants an absentee ballot, they call our office and we'll print out the application, we'll send it to them. Well, there's people in the Republican Party, Democratic Party, and the Indiana Election Division that is sending out blank absentee applications. And then we have people call, well, I already got an application, what do I do with this one? Well, throw it away, because we processed it for you, just throw that away. So it's little things like that, just general information, absentee voting hours, the polling locations, times, just that kind of thing. And one of the girls in my office, she's really Facebook savvy, and she said that we can create a group that they cannot comment on. It's just information only. So no comments are allowed, because that would be one thing I'd be worried about, political discussions, and that's not happening. So, I mean, am I correct? Have you guys heard that? That you can't comment? I mean, does that make sense?
I don't know
Heard
enough
that?
about
I
it.
don't know much about it.
I don't either. But she said that she can set it up to where no one can comment. It's just information only. And then if they have any questions, they can call our office. Other clerks' offices have done it, and it's going over very well. So I just wanted to see what you guys thought on that. If we could get the approval to maybe do that, and
Well, I think the more information, the more ways you get information out, the better. I mean, I believe in that. The only concern I have is the legalities of it, so if you could check with Chris Goffnett to make sure of that. And like you said, and you've touched base with other clerks in other counties, so,
yeah, I got some feedback, and so far there hasn't been any negative feedback.
okay.
So
How would that affect, I think it's a good idea to get information out, but didn't we put an ordinance in a few years ago on Facebook use here at the courthouse on personal? I know that Alan's allowed to do it for information. How did we do that?
I know there's other, I think there's other departments already in the county that have Facebook presence.
Okay.
They're
I
set up
think
as a government.
If I remember right,
Page.
Randy, I don't think you guys did an ordinance. I think whenever
So I'm not sure.
the IT had like it was blocked up.
Yes, because it was
Yes, that's what we
personal
did.
usage
Yeah.
of Facebook,
Yes.
what we were
Yes.
trying to stop, yes.
yes,
Yes, doing work hours.
right,
Mm-hmm.
right.
So, okay, yeah, I think that's a great idea. Let's just run it through Chris.
Okay, I can do that, and then
And,
I'll just email you guys that work once I hear from you.
We could entertain a motion that, that we agree to it pending Chris's opinion on
Yeah.
legals. I mean,
Yeah. If that's the case, I'll make that motion then.
Okay,
Second.
okay. Motion made, second carried, 3-0.
Thank you.
So as long as Chris is good with it, then we've passed the motion.
Okay, absolutely.
Okay. All right. Next on the agenda is the board of appointments for the hospital board of trustees. Teresa, how many applicants did we get for the two positions?
There have been no other letters of interest other than the letters that were sent to you from the hospital president, CEO Brian Herwig, regarding reappointing Dr. LeClaire and Rebecca Hubert.
Any discussion?
No, I'll make a motion.
To do both of them?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll second that motion to put
Okay.
both of them back on, so.
Motion made, second carried, 3-0. The next on the agenda is declaring an ambulance surplus. We're gonna take that off of the agenda at this time. We didn't get the paperwork lined out, so. Teresa, you have a transfer request?
Yes, we are continuing to get unemployment claims, and we had done a transfer, I think it was the previous month, and the remaining balance of that's not going to be enough to pay the upcoming claim that'll be paid in October, and we had previously requested a transfer from workers' comp to unemployment compensation. So we looked at that balance, and it still has enough that we could do another transfer. So we're trying to estimate what we might need over the next couple of months. This may not be enough. We may have to do another one, but for right now, we're asking for an $800 transfer from workers' compensation insurance to unemployment compensation. This is within County General in the Board of Commissioners Department.
Okay.
Comment?
No, I don't. You have anything, Bill?
No, that's fine.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it all makes sense to me, so. Motion made, second carried, 3-0.
Did Randy make that?
I'll make that
Yeah,
motion.
Randy
yeah.
made
Bill
it.
seconded it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mhm. This just requires my signature.
Actually, all three of you generally sign it. The other two can sign below.
Sign below it? Okay.
Okay.
All right. The last thing I have going here is, we had brought this up in another meeting about the community corrections receiving 2 laptops for, to be able to use remotely in case a pandemic, or I believe one of them, somebody was using their personal laptop. And the total is, Lucy just brought the numbers to me, is $1,654.92. I believe that's, yes, for 2 laptops. And that would be coming out of the CARES Act.
Has that got any kind of pre-approval yet from the CARES thing?
That should be no problem.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I'll make that motion then.
Okay.
Second.
Okay, motion made, second carried, 3-0. The, what I would like, I don't know if we need to add this in a motion, but Teresa just brought it to my attention right before the meeting that any laptops purchased, we need to make sure that our IT guy knows about them, because there may be some that cannot be, Teresa, can you explain that a little more?
Well,
Cannot
it was
be-
just, it was something that was asked to relay to all the departments about if they are purchasing their own, not their own, but if they're given the okay to purchase computers, and it would be a good idea that they first go run it by the IT before they order something, or run it by somebody that can approve that if they want those laptops to have the ability to be able to function also as a workstation, connect to a server. It does matter what type of operating system that's ordered with those laptops, and that's, you know, it may have already happened in the past that something was purchased, and you know, it's fine when it operates alone as a laptop, but if you ever need to connect in or have the ability to have that laptop function as a workstation on a server, it's got to have the appropriate type of operating system. So that needed to be made aware.
Randy, I also think they have their own antivirus. If that county stuff on it, they wanted that on there.
Well, yeah, I mean, I know that we've been purchasing several of them, and I think maybe we need to just make sure we're doing it
Yeah,
doing
and
it
we don't really
correctly.
have an IT committee or anything like that, so, you know, maybe that's something to think about moving forward, to have a few people that maybe could, and maybe, you know, too, maybe working through IT, who our current IT person is, might just be, whether we buy it through that person, the IT or not, I think it might be a good idea, just to say, you know, what's your you know, this is what we're looking at buying, how does this look?
Well, Lucy just handed me the total. There were some other things that need to be added with the programming. So the total amount is $1,882.
Couple $100 more than that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I
Well, I'll
don't
just add
know,
that
you
new
know,
number to my motion then.
I don't know where did she get those estimates? Did she get them through IT, or did she get them directly through Dell, or?
She got them directly through Dell. But we can approve this amount and then go back. It doesn't necessarily approving this particular one, but approve this amount so we can get moving on it. That makes sense?
Yeah, you know, it's, and that may be fine, whatever's been ordered, if that's, or what gets ordered for them, it may be fine. It's just, that was just something to always consider, as to what other uses that laptop might be down the road. And it's just, you know, have that feature to have the correct operating system if it were to ever be a laptop, or a standalone,
Workstation.
or not a
Well-
standalone, but a workstation.
Mm-hmm.
So
If it comes up, and if it's not, Tom's got the right to go ahead and approve above that amount. Then we can, as long as he does it 7 days before the meeting, right?
Yes. Then it has to be approved within 7 days.
Yeah,
Mhm.
so, if
Okay.
something comes up,
Was that 1882 even?
Yes.
Okay.
So,
do you know on, it's a different issue with these laptops on insurance-wise. Do we have a blanket policy, or do everything like these new laptops?
I think that's all covered under our blanket policy.
Okay.
Mhm.
Even if they take them home, we might want to check on
I'll
that.
Yeah,
check
could you
with,
double
yep,
check?
I will check on that.
It's
County.
county equipment. or-
Yes, but if we
Right.
want to just double check, there could be fine print in that, so.
Okay, I'll check with Brad on
I
that.
mean, it's no different than phones or something like that they're
Yeah.
using.
County car, when we take that outside.
Yeah.
right, but you don't want to find out it's not.
True.
Okay,
All right, we'll check on that.
all right. Anybody got anything else under miscellaneous?
I do need to bring up to you about your October 20th meeting. Since early voting will be in this room, you might need to consider where your October 20th meeting is going to be held, your third Tuesday of the month,
Can we just have it at the Armory?
if it's available. That's the third Tuesday at
Who's
8 a.m.
He's checking.
If, you know, and I can check with that too, to confirm that. We'll have another meeting before that, so we'll have time to, if we need to.
Yeah, because your October,
Meeting.
no, that's
No,
an
it's
8 a.m.
morning.
meeting.
Oh, never mind.
Your
Yeah.
evening meeting, October the 5th, we're okay.
We have October 5th, which is the Monday before early voting.
Yeah, which is in here, yeah.
Right. So a 6 PM meeting doesn't interfere, correct? Correct.
Because the machines are locked up and they're actually sitting up there behind there now just to keep them further away from the public.
It's the 5th.
So really and machines, yeah, they're locked up, so they're just gonna be sitting there, but they're
Mhm.
locked, so.
Okay. But the 8 AM interferes?
Yeah, once early voting begins, they ask that the room not be utilized at all.
Yeah.
Okay.
October 20th is clear.
Okay, so,
Okay,
yeah.
well then we'll go ahead and entertain a motion to move the October 20th meeting to the Armory Annex meeting room.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Okay, motion made, second, carried 3-0 to move the October 20th meeting to the meeting room at the Armory Annex.
And your next scheduled meeting then is Monday, October 5th at 6 p.m. here at the courthouse.
Okay. Okay, well, anybody else got anything? You good? Okay. We'll see you. Thanks, everyone. See you on the 5th.
Teresa, I
Hey,
think
Rachel.
they're having trouble.
It's probably the
Voting.
easiest
Yeah,
one you
no.
guys
When
have
does early
typed for. I don't
voting
know how
start?
long.
Huh?
That's probably the easiest minutes I'll have to type for, I don't know how long.
Live
No.
streaming?
I'm gonna say
That's
that.
any big deal, that minute and a half meeting, you know what I mean?
That's it.
Yeah,
Online,
these last
but